Hi, I'm Tina, and welcome to another episode of Joyful Connections. I'm so excited to be here. The Divine Joy Circle podcast hosts some very special guests that I always love spending time with, and I'm feeling really excited to be sharing time with a beautiful lady who's been a phenomenal influence and presence in my life, and that's Nalini. Hi, Nalini.
Hi, Tina. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I would love for you to share a little for anyone who may not have heard of you or have not been experiencing your work before, a little bit about you.
Well, that's probably one of the least interesting things we could talk about.
No.
I've been teaching basically egoic dissolution, creating with light, consciousness evolution, using sound and light for about 27 years. And the newest thing that I've been doing has to do purely with creating with sound and light. And so there are two websites currently that I have running. One is Chalice of Wisdom, which is just the main gatherings and the teaching sort of things that come through there, or the transmissions that come through, that come channeled from source. And then the newest one, which is really fun, is called Field Tuning. And this is a series of products and tools, I guess you could say, although I don't know how you call a piece of artwork and music that's been created exactly for you a tool. I just, somehow it doesn't work for me, but it's something like that, where you can learn, or anyone can learn, by simply using this and resonating with the frequencies, how to keep your vibration up. When we talk about field tuning, what we're talking about is your energetic field, your vibrational field, the energy you walk around in, your physical body, your other bodies, and that shifts its vibration all the time. We are constantly morphing beings. This is something I've been teaching for years and years, and that what happens as we move through life is we are a product of something called entrainment. And in the fields of sound, where my background is, my education is sound and consciousness, entrainment is when one vibration sort of sits next to another, and the stronger vibration wins. Only winning is a really silly way to talk about it. It's the stronger vibration will start to influence the other one. It's kind of like dropping a stone into a pond, where then gradually they start to move together. And so this has been used by avatars, by teachers, by the sound community forever, as to how to make changes. And so, for instance, in a spiritual tradition, you go and you sit with an avatar or a guru, and you basically entrain, your body entrains to their body. They have learned something about light, about vibration, about accelerating their consciousness. They're not better than anybody else. They just learned something, and that's all. And you can learn it too. And that's the principle of this. It's so that by sitting there, your body entrains and it learns something. But with these products, these tools, the materials we're making available to people, you can do it yourself, which is really more important. It's so important that everyone connects with source, with their divinity, with their joy themselves. You don't need someone to do it for you. As a matter of fact, that doesn't work. You need to learn, find out, remember, mostly, because we're all beings of light and we all know how to do this. So you need to remember how this is. And so that's sort of what I've been doing lately. And it's really joyful to me, so it's happy to be on this podcast.
Yeah, well, for anyone who's going to be watching the video, I'll show you a little picture, but we'll put the link in the, let's see if that works. Yeah, like that, you can see a little bit. We'll put the link in the audio so people can have a look at the website for fieldtuning.com. But if you can see, the images on there are just extraordinary. And
I'm a brilliant artist.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I mean, I can say I've personally experienced the transformation and the abundance field tuning, and just looking at the images and the colors are just so exquisite, and there's so much information within the images. And then hearing the sound vibrations, it's like I love how it's like it's going beyond the conscious mind and really getting straight in. So I remember you saying something somewhere that, well, for if anyone has done a lot of work and but they still find themselves getting stuck, then this is like the shortcut, if you like, to get straight to it.
Yes. I always forget about that because it's so obvious. It's what sound does, sound and light, because the light comes through the transmission, comes through the image as you're looking at it or playing with it, or you see different things in it. It also comes through the sound. It bypasses your mind. Yay! So it's a word which probably was valuable to you, and anything that you may think which probably is valuable to you. This goes right through and affects the vibration directly. Mm-hmm. Here's how your field can shift, and this has actually been proven with other people's information, other people's materials, with biofeedback for years. That going directly past the conscious mind is one of the fastest ways to enhance your vibration, to increase your vitality, your health, your well-being, to really let your vibration move up and let you be in the embodiment of spirit that you already know yourself to be. You just may not be able to walk it 100% of the time.
Yeah, and so when somebody is starting with this, because I know you have a lot of different options for people to experience this, what do you recommend? Where would you suggest someone starts if they're really brand new to this?
Wow. Well, the two portals that you've used, that you're familiar with, the transformation and the abundance, those are actually available from the Chalice of Wisdom shop at the moment. They are a place to begin. It's a static image with a set of sound files for meditation or just for listening. You can listen to it while you're out walking or running, or wouldn't advise looking at the image while you're driving the car. But pretty much anytime you want to, and they work on any of your devices. And so I would maybe start there. The really exciting ones are the ones that are currently on the new facelifted field tuning site, which are the Spectral Harmonic Essence Prism, which is the big one. It's custom energetic portrait and custom symphony of your frequencies created exactly for you. So that's what this is. Then the other option, which is sort of the Prism Light, which might be a better starting point for a lot of people, is where we've looked at our library. We still create a custom image for you, so it's your own. No one else will have one exactly like yours. Out of a lot of the files that we have that contain certain vibrational frequencies of light. And so we'll do a session with you, identify which ones are best for your frequency and keeping you on track for you, for anybody else. And then we'll put those into an image for you, and you get to vote, of course. You get to say, well, we have questions that say, which creature beings, which crystals. We'll usually download a galaxy for you, and if you don't like those stars, we'll find you new ones. Put some images together. And then for the sounds, the music, we also have a library of certain sound bites that work for certain frequencies. And so there probably would be one unique track, or maybe one works for you. We'll pull some of those together and put 4 tracks together in an app type delivery, a web app type delivery, so that as you were experiencing, Tina, with the transformation and the abundance products, well, one of those will be created, but it's custom. It's made just for the person. So the tracks come from our library, but still, they'll be put together so that you can play with them. And in the app, you can actually adjust the volumes on the tracks and see which combinations work for you in any given moment, because you choose.
Wow. Yeah, this is, yeah.
The way to find it, this one feels good right now.
It's amazing, isn't it? This is like, I'm thinking Harry Potter, move over. This is like...
Exactly. And this is what Muggles call magic.
I know.
It's not. It's inherent to every one of our essences. We can all do this.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, because I was looking at the site. It's like you have all these beautiful images of, the stars and the different from the animal kingdom and the plants and the crystals and even just to have a look at the images on the website feels like things are already shifting and being optimized. So it's just really beautiful.
Yeah, they are. The site is designed to have its own transmission within it. And if you scroll to the bottom of the field tuning site, there's a place where you can try one of these just on your own. There's an image and there's sounds, and you can play with it and see how this works for you, if maybe this is for you.
Yeah. So have you also on the Chalice of Wisdom? So let me go back to that for a moment, because you also have the program when you were first beta testing it, and now that it's available for people to go through at their own pace. Would that be an in-between phase? Or,
yes, it actually would. Well, that's a great suggestion. Thank you. Yeah. Living as Multidimensional Oneness program. It was a year-long program. And it was each month, there was an image and a series of sounds that took the participants through frequency tuning. So each one was very specific, and it was to learn, how do these frequencies affect your field, your bodies? How do they make you feel? In other words, up, down, in between. So you start to learn. Bypasses the mind, the bodies start to learn what works for me and what doesn't as far as energy. Sometimes we don't know. The world is shifting so fast. Something might have worked and doesn't now. But anyway, this program is now available in a self-paced format from the Chalice of Wisdom site in the Essence Tuning category. You can have the 12-month program, and then there's a second series of upgrades that can be taken as another step, it's a higher vibration of a few of those tunings with their own images and their own tracks. But that would be a really good interim place. We have some taking the self-paced program, and they're having amazing results with it.
Yeah, it's so fun. And the other thing is that it just feels like, I remember when you first started doing the Starship transmissions, and a few years ago, this feels like lifetimes ago. Anyway, many years ago. Yeah, when you started doing this, I remember when you first told me about them, it's like I could feel every cell in my body lighting up and go, oh, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. And this, when I first looked at the field tuning and experienced the transmission there, it felt like an upgrade of that. So it's almost like the integration of the stellar light coding in some way.
It is. I still have a series, a monthly series for star streams. You'll notice the difference between star seeds.
Yeah.
Three of us on this world are star seeds. We have the light coding within us. This is star streaming, where you come into the realization that you are a streaming being. You are the endpoint of a streaming consciousness. And so that's what that series is about. These are the materials basically for how star streams learn. This is how star streams shift and change and learn. We don't learn so much through the spoken word, although we can. We're quite intelligent. Some days. But we learn more from vibration, because that's the being that we are. And so that series is in place. I'm doing one a month. But yes, this is the up leveling. This is how star streams learn. And even if you've never sat with me or anybody else, even if this is just your beginning and you're wanting to understand about energy and how light and sound works, some of this can work, because you don't have to go learn anything. Just be with it. And that's what does the work.
Yeah, and the music is beautiful. And I love how you can have it streaming, so it goes on a cycle, and so you can just listen to it repeatedly. I had it on, funny enough, I could listen to the transformation one really easy. That was like, this was easy, yum, yum, yum. And then I listened to the abundance one, and it's like my whole system just was like, no, it wouldn't let it in. It was like, well, what is going on here? Ended up getting a really big clearing out, cold Kermit voice and everything. And then this moment that was cleared, whatever was in the way, then I ended up listening to the abundance field tuning, and it was like I had it on for overnight, and I woke up in the morning and it's like I had been replenished.
Yes.
Really interesting.
Changed after that.
Yeah, so it's really nice to be able to have it on. I think you could have it on in the background if you're going about your day and just, um, yeah, really, really nice. So, what else is in store with field tuning?
Well, the two main things, the Prism and the Prism Light, are available on the site now, and the Transformation and Abundance portals, the Truth Resonators, as we're calling them now, are available, and we have more coming down the pike. There are about 6 more that will come. Wisdom, grace, purity, other aspects. The other thing that's coming probably soon is we're going to be putting together sound and light, images and sounds for particular forms of expression. So ones that might interest you, like one for writing and speaking, that specifically holds the frequencies that amplify that and allow your source connection, the authentic divine expression that you are, come through. It helps that. It helps your body attune to that. So there's one for writing and speaking. There's going to be one for movement arts, one for visual arts, and one for like working with elementals and the environment, and probably more. But those are the first ones. They're coming. It'll be a bit for that. But
So exciting.
it's so fun to work in this way because it bypasses the mind. You integrate with it, and there are results. There are measurable results.
Yeah, and what's amazing too is so beautiful, really, is that not having to have the words, and so being able to listen to this and feel the energy clearing, and it's like getting a tune up for your own personal orchestra, right? So, yeah.
Yes. What could be better than this? And the person who's helping with the sound mixing and the sound engineering is brilliant, and it just what the team has found with all of this is that it's a way of, yes, getting your own personal orchestral tune up, but at the same time, it's finding the circles of light that you belong to. I mean, the star seeds, the star streams, it's not really a difference, just some of us know that we're not fixed, are all from what I would call the larger circle of light. This is the circle of light that are the beings that, all beings are divine. Every single one, even the ones that we might not think, but the circle of light is the family of light, as it's been spoken of by Barbara Marciniak and others, are these beings that it's not so much we're the white t-shirts, but we have this essence. We have this light essence that is who we are. And this has been a tough world for us. And especially, it's hard to be a light being in a world where no one wants it. And that can be argued with. There are beings that do, or who are learning to, but by and large, But the circle of light is this network of light, of beings of light, fractals, facets of the jewel, droplets in her infinite sea, however you want to look at it, however you speak about it in your tradition, it's all that same circle of light. And so each of these products that are coming out, each of these offerings come from that, and they help people to find their place within that network. I like to call it a circle because that's how I see it. And there are circles within circles, like the flower of life. And that's an accurate sacred geometry. It's probably the only one that is. It's probably the only one. Anymore, since the cycle has shifted. Everything's different now. And so it's a way of, without knowing it, without the conscious mind getting in the way or trying to figure it out, which the conscious mind does that because we've taught it to. This is a way of bringing your place in the network of light, the circle of light, letting you be there without figuring out like, oh, it's this, it's not that. No boxes, no labels, just, oh, here's this. And then all these different circles within circles, like those ripples we talked about earlier, where you participate in many. Like you might participate in writing and speaking or visual arts or movement arts, but you're also part of wisdom or purity, abundance, some of these other circles. And these are all these beings that we know as star streams, as the Dakini, the angels, the devas. They're all part of the same network, part of the circle of light. And the thing that the Great Mother keeps saying to me over and over and over and over, it's just time to come home. It's time to come home. And in order to do that, you have to be there. And the mind is never going to understand it. There are ways to get it close, but it's not. So it's really upping the vibration, using the entrainment from source
Mm.
that brings all into our appropriate vibration within the circle of light. And then the source that comes through us just streams out and lights up everything. And then we can express that in whatever way is most joyful to us.
Mm.
You
It's
know?
really fun to see because it's like, you know how I love talking about my joy sprinkles, and it really feels like that, you know. It's like following these sprinkles of joy, these beautiful sparkles, and just
Mhm.
being guided to, you know, wherever they happen to be flowing. It's going to be really fun. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so speaking of that, as a creating, what about would you mind just sharing a little bit about the shift from the matrix clinical? I mean, that process has been life changing for me. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for having had that, you having taught me how to do that. Really, so powerful. But now, seeing how you're shifting from that into creating with light, so that's evolving too, and I'm looking forward to learning
Yeah,
more.
I'm happy to mention that. Yeah, the hacking the matrix is how it started. Um, it's an analytic process based on the principles of Jnana Yoga, the reconciliation of opposites, where you find all the charged states in whatever's going on with you. And instead of using one of the other very useful palliative techniques, you really dig in, say, okay, where are the vibrational, where are the energetic hooks, lines, whatever, in my emotions, my body, that are allowing this to still impact me. Where is this? Is it in my DNA? Is it in a habit, a thought pattern? Where is it? And it's finding a torus. There's a torus in our field, you know, that donut-shaped energetic
Mm-hmm.
structure, right, that the quantum guys talk about. A torus, it's a toroidal form in the field that forms a limitation. It forms a filter, like you see and experience and behave, sadly enough, through that. So the hacking the matrix technique that was downloaded to me by Source is a way of dismantling that completely. It's a way of dismantling that egoic structure, and that torus disappears from the field. It dissolves. So I had been teaching that for 20-some years.
Mm.
And I still think the principles of it are valid. It certainly furthered my awakening. What's happening now, the shift from it's just shifted this month actually, to creating with light, is that the cycle has shifted.
Mm.
When we on this world, on Gaia, out of the cycle of martyrdom, where we got merit badges for suffering, you
Yeah.
remember.
Multiple PhDs.
That was a good idea, but apparently we did. Into something that is completely unscripted, where these are the infinite fields, and some people call it the unknown. There's a lot of fear involved with it. Everything is shifting and changing, and will continue to do so for some time. And that can be really threatening to the personality, the ego, the structures, because they morph and shift and change. It's like, well, how do you stand on something that isn't solid ground? Well, you learn it. You get in your light legs.
Yeah.
So the shifting to creating with light is shifting from the focus. It's a focal point shift. Shifting from the focus from let's focus on what we want to dissolve to let's focus on what we want to create.
Mm.
And there are techniques that have been known forever. Neville Goddard was one of the first to actually teach these. And I know there are others out on the internet that use his teachings, but this is for a different cycle, for a new cycle. So creating with light has a basis in known principles, which just gives us a way to talk about them.
Mm.
It has to do with holding the field, or better yet, being held in the field that the Great Mother supplies for creating with light and knowing what you want in any given moment. Because most people right now, they don't know what they want. Because they don't know how to what they want to know what they want
Yeah.
in this new field. You know, it's like, how do I do that in this? What do I want when everything is all unknown? Well, good question. So this is how to hold or be held in a field of light that will further a specific real heart yearning. You know, desire isn't a bad thing. It's only when the ego co-opts it and all the filters are in play, and we designed that experience. So, well, we can focus off of that and onto here's the field of joy. Put it in teeny
Yay!
as well, and put it into that light and learn how to be that field. Learn how to let that focus literally recreate your body, recreate your physical life, recreate your experience. So
Mm.
this that's exciting to me as well, to be able to make that shift. And there'll be a little bit, like if you know those older techniques, yeah, they help. When something just kind of won't move, what it really means is there's a place in you that won't move.
Yeah.
You know, you're unconscious. And, you know, it's so funny because over the end of the last cycle, so many of us went into the whole feeling of being victimized by our unconscious. It's not true. We set that up, and we set it up with no fail-safe, you know, to not, you know, because it's a new cycle. So this is that. It's like creating right from the infinite field and calling forth and being that vibration of this is that. No lack, no loss, nothing. This is that. And it reshapes your world. So it's practice.
Yeah. So would you say, because I feel like, well, if whatever is feeling wonky in my life, then, you know, as I'll just say, okay, first of all, offer it all up. And then if it persists, like, okay, then I find doing a matrix process is incredibly powerful because it just gets the mind out of the way. And then maybe listening to the field tuning to really integrate and train the energies and to really almost feel as if it extends my capacity to be that vibration or to hold that vibration without the mind going, no, 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 no.
It's exactly what it is. And I would shift the order of that now in this new cycle is, yeah, always offer up first, because source can do anything and does. She is the source of everything. Then let your focus be on the field tuning, on creating, on the light. Default to the light now. You know, focus right. And then do the little scrub work with the matrix or whatever, because it is powerful to clean up anything in you that's holding on. And it'll be holding on out of fear. You can't, it's funny because you can't just say the fear. You may have noticed. You can't just away because it thinks it's protecting you. You know? There's something, it's like, thank you, fear, for trying to protect me, but we're going to replace you with light now, which is essentially, light is the information quotient of love. You know, source is the field of love. And I don't use that word a lot because, like God or like some other terms, it's got so many meanings and it's been so, you know, bashed about in every language. But it is the infinite field of love. Love is pure creation. And light is the information quotient. So this is bypassing the mind, the filters, the languages, and going straight for information from the heart of love through the heart of love that exists in each of us.
I'm just thinking that it would be really cool to have is it possible to set it up this way that if you have all the different ones, like the abundance, the transformation, you were mentioning truth, grace, all the different qualities, and have them go one after another in a loop so that you could listen to that. Imagine you put it on 24 hours, I feel like going for the next, whatever, 48, 72 hours, immerse myself in this. Oh.
The participants in the Living as Multidimensional Oneness course, the series 1, actually, as about, I think when they got about 6 modules in, they started making playlists with all of the music and just putting that on a loop. And then, you know, moving them around and editing and deleting and doing whatever worked. But yeah, there are some people who've done that, and they report some pretty amazing things. You know how everybody knows how it feels when you get up in the morning or whenever, and you're all uplifted and your vibration is high, and then anything is possible and you have a completely different experience than if something's a little wonky. And so, yeah, there are all kinds of ways to use this, but that's one of them, is you can make playlists with the sounds.
Yeah, and I really like that the transformation one is available on its own in the shop in the Chalice of Wisdom, as it felt like, you know, no matter what anybody is dealing with, essentially what helps to transform this is to increase the quotient of light that you're able to hold, and that's exactly what that one supports with, right?
Exactly.
That's really so exciting.
The abundance one works with it because you can also have an abundance of light. So
that's true.
Light you can hold.
Yeah.
And there will be more. They're coming. They're just, those are the ones that are available.
That's so exciting. Wow. Okay. So we've got feeltuning.com and we have chaliceofwisdom.com. If someone's just getting started, they might want to just give themselves the experience on the field of tuning, scroll down to the bottom and experience the tester, if you like. Let me have a look. What is it? The introductory image and audio, so you can get a sense of what that's like, and then maybe to experience the transformation or the abundance one and see what they're drawn to, whether to go for the full, I think the full personalized one. Oh my God, that's like having a whole symphony written for you. Pretty amazing.
It's just, it is resource intensive, which is it's presented the way it is. But and there are a couple of audios. We have our library of transmissions of free audios and things on the Chalice site as well. So there are some things people can listen to just to get their feet wet, stick a toe in the pool of formlessness or the infinite, and see if it suits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. So is there anything else that you would like to share?
Wow. Just how excited I am. Really, just how excited I am. To me, I finally am on my home turf. Finally putting forth what the source that moves through me really is about. And that's what we're all here to do. There have been many things within the last cycle that, this was there to do, and this was fun, and this was fulfilling, and it helped a lot of people, and nothing wrong with that. But this is home.
Yeah.
Creating with the light, allowing vibration to tune inherently, naturally, and anyone can do this. It doesn't matter what you believe, who you sit with, what your version of spirit is. They're all valid. So, it can be used to lift the vibration no matter who or what you are.
Beautiful. Wow. This is such a beautiful example of, I talk about, let joy be your guide. And when you're living and creating as joy, then this is exactly what starts unfolding. And in whatever way is joyful, uplifting for each of us, right? So that's really beautiful. Thanks, Nalini. Gosh. So, if you'd like to have an experience of this for yourself, if you're watching or listening, then go to feeltuning.com or visit the chaliceofwisdom.com website and have a look at the shop, look at what's available there and let yourself have an experience of this. I think that's it too. We can talk about it until we're blue in the face, until the cows come home. You won't know what this is like until you've experienced it for yourself. So, and that will be unique to each of us. I love how this is available. Thank you so much. And until we meet again, go forth and let joy be your guide. Thank you.